Good evening, demons and demonesses. The name's Kwame, and you're watching another episode of Satanic Panic. So today I want to talk to you guys about a band. It's a band that I had said I was going to do a review of back in, I think, January. They announced that they would be doing a show in Trenton. So I definitely had to make sure that I went to this show. I mean, it was their first show of their entire, musical career. And it was pretty local too. It was a nice scenery, beer was cheap. Alright, this is my first time going to this place. Like I said, I've ran into quite a few familiar faces. A few of my other favorite bands had played there many years ago. Now this band describes itself as an old school death metal band, and everyone who knows me knows I'm a big fan of death metal, especially old school death metal. You can never really go wrong, especially the older stuff you get. I'm talking about, things around maybe the late 80s, early 90s, I guess you could add the early 2000s into that. But this band has came a long way since I said I was going to do a review of them. I think when I first heard about them, they had about almost 100 followers. Now they're almost to 500. So I really hope that I can get them up to 500. But with all that aside, it is my pleasure to introduce you guys to Vivisect. Vivisect is a local metal band based in Trenton, New Jersey. Their style mostly consists of death metal, old school death metal specifically. It's a four-piece band, two guitarists, one of which sings, a bass player, and a drummer. Now I first heard about this band through a group called Metal Solidarity on Facebook, where several of their fans had posted links to the band's page, in which they announced that they would be doing a show at the Mill Hill Basement in April. Now, this was my first time going to the Mill Hill Basement, and also my first time seeing this band live, in which it is also their first time performing a live show, so I'm guessing it was first all the way around. Now I will admit, I was very impressed by the band, not only by their musical abilities, but also how they were able to rally so many people to come to their first show. Now back in April, they recorded their hit song, Prison Planet, which does happen to have a professional video. Let's take a look at that. Now when Vivisect calls itself an old school death metal band, they really are not fucking around. I kid you not. Now if I could compare this band to any, old school death metal band that I've listened to, I'd say their style ranges between Deicide, Malevolent Creation, and Morbid Angel. I mean, these guys are really, really good. Now when it comes to drumming, this guy must have been channeling the spirit of Steve Ashheim, cause he is really that good. Now the percussion work done by this band can kind of be compared to Deicide's album Once Upon the Cross, which also is one of my favorite albums in terms of drumming. Now when it comes to guitar, Vivisect is known for having some very epic guitar solos. Literally 1 minute into the song and there's already a solo. Now this is what I call old school indeed, very reminiscent of Morbid Blood. And when it comes to bass work, the work can somewhat be compared to Malevolent Creation's 10 Commandments album, most notably the work done on Premature Burial. Now if you still don't take my word for it, Vivisect has released Prison Planet as a single on their Bandcamp account for only $1, so I would most likely suggest you check that out. They're also releasing a demo tape called Fuming Death, which will be released on July 27th at their next show, along with a brand new shirt. Now remember earlier when I mentioned that the band had a huge turnout at the Mill Hill basement? Well, I really was not kidding. The whole bar was filled, packed full of people. The mosh pit was going crazy, everyone was having a good time that night, which goes to show you how much effort these guys put in both their music and their promotion. Now I'm pretty sure every musician has had the experience of playing to a crowd of 3 or 4 people, or in some cases playing into an empty room. But the fact that so many people showed up to this first show, that goes to show me that this band has a lot of loyal supporters and loyal fans. And that's exactly what we need in the heavy metal community, especially in Trenton. Now my cousin had just visited from over in the Midwest. And this was her first time, coming to Trenton in many, many years, and she was surprised at how big the metal scene was in Trenton. There were lots of alternative fans here, lots of punks there, and she was really surprised. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm also surprised. I don't really get much action in Trenton. The only other bar I've been to in Trenton has got to be Champion's Bar, and I've been trying to get a couple of my favorite bands to play there. So Vivisect gives me a lot of hope, especially when it comes to the Trenton punk and metal scene. And in my honest opinion, it's imperative that we get this band on the metal archives of Metallum as soon as they release their first full-length album. We need to get Trenton on the map, guys. I'm serious, I'm not too far from Trenton. I'm in the Princeton/Lawrenceville area. And it kinda does suck, when you have to drive almost an hour to almost an hour and 45 minutes all the way up to North Jersey just to see, a lot of great bands play, because there aren't really a lot of, metal bars and venues down in Central or South Jersey. So it would feel really, really great to me if we can get a band to put Trenton on the map and saying, look, the Trenton punk scene is not dead, the Trenton metal scene is not dead. We're here, we're alive, we're thriving. And that is exactly what Vivisect is doing. Just like Heresia's Fragment and Dead City Crown represent the North, we need Vivisect to represent the South. They've already lit the torch, now it's time to start the fire. So to conclude, Vivisect really does live up to its name when it describes itself as an old school death metal band. I guess you can say that they started a match in lighting the new wave of traditional death metal. And I think that this is a genre that really can kick off, especially if we can get it to kick off in the Trenton scene. Now they've proven that they have a lot of loyal fans in the area, and they've also shown up that they can amass really large crowds. So if you are in, the New Jersey/Pennsylvania area, I would most likely suggest you to check them out. Now as for me, I'm going to give them the Satanic Panic Show rating of a 10 out of 10. Because it's really good to have a metal band, especially a death metal band, so close to home. Now hopefully somewhere along the line, I might be able to see these guys, play a show with Heresia's Fragment, or Dead City Crown, or Ayat, or any other band that I had mentioned before. Because it would be wonderful to see all these bands, playing live in Trenton, either at Champions or Mill Hill or anywhere. So that's all I have to say. Like them on Facebook, follow them on YouTube, and also check out their Bandcamp account. They're going to add a lot more stuff soon. Hopefully I'll see the day where they have stickers and battle jacket patches. So keep my fingers crossed for that one. Alright, so until next time, I'm Kwame Wahkan. Thank you for watching the Satanic Panic. You stay metal and enjoy the rest of your day.